What up, you guys? It's KZK here. Welcome to this video, ladies and gentlemen, world and universe, to the last Friday Night SmackDown prediction I'm going to do today live from Las Vegas before we head into WrestleMania weekend this weekend and also Easter weekend. So happy Easter. Hope you guys enjoy it and have fun as much as I will with my family and friends over the weekend for Easter and a nice dinner this weekend, as well as WrestleMania live in Las Vegas this weekend. I'll be hitting up WrestleMania predictions and the commentary where we update the information and include you guys on Instagram, including the WrestleMania matches. And I'll also be doing some gameplay WrestleMania on my page and story and gameplay that you can check out my playlist for my WrestleMania gameplay if you want to see that, along with my Hall of Fame gameplay that will also be added to that gameplay playlist, along with other gameplays I've done. Plus this on my page and story is my SmackDown and other Raw predictions and Raw comic from this week, commentary / reaction to the podcast this week on before and after thoughts. And this is my SmackDown prediction as I took some videos from World and also the kickoff. It's got World pictures for the title, kickoff for the thumbnails that I'll be posting for WrestleMania, along with the SmackDown prediction. I'll also be posting SmackDown results, and I also did the commentary, so be sure to look on your page and your story and playlist. With that being said, we're in for a full house last SmackDown that should be available on Netflix, I hear, before I head to WrestleMania. We got John Cena in the building. What will he have to say as him and Cody Rhodes go for the championship belt on night 2 on the main event on Sunday? Plus, Street Profits will defend their World SmackDown Tag Team Championship belts. I'm going to go for them to remain as such against the Machines. Put up a hell of a fight. I love tag teams, along with the women's tag team we have for a 6-woman match. I think Zelina Vega team will lead with Cannons and Kate in their 6-woman tag team action tonight. I think that also, if we'll see if Randy Orton will get his WrestleMania match, we'll find out. Maybe he'll go to WrestleMania like Seth Rollins did when Cody Rhodes came back after 10 years and then get a surprise opponent. Maybe we'll see something like that. And I kind of thought he would be involved in the Cody Rhodes situation, but he might get a match instead. I guess we'll find out. Along with Naomi and Jade, as it's broke out already, from war awards to bar matches to brawl fights, attactions, a competition. Now they finally get to put it on the line tonight before they head to WrestleMania. Get each other along with Jacob Bantu, who wants to do it on his own against LA Knight for the United States Championship belt opportunity at WrestleMania. So with that being said, that is the updations. Check on my page and story for this SmackDown prediction and more Raw and SmackDown predictions like it. Check out my before and after thought podcast as I did the podcast for this week with KZK. Also check out my playlist, commentary / reaction to Monday Night Raw I got for this week on the playlist as well. Check out my page and story for this and updations as well on the commentary when I give shout outs to Instagram, to the social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and more like it, Instagram, and also add me on that Snapchat to follow, watch, and subscribe. You can check out the SmackDown predictions. You can check out the updations, pictures I got from World. You can check out the Raw and SmackDown with famous people and me playlist wrestling, and you can also check out the gameplay because I'm gonna be doing WrestleMania gameplay along with Hall of Fame gameplay. Also got some World pictures on. I added the people that was involved, whether you watched, whether you liked, whether you followed, or just socialized in the conversation, added you in that video. And you can also check out the Raw and SmackDown. The Raw and SmackDown went off air, full matches and videos for the events I went to live as well. So with that being said, enjoy the video. Enjoy you guys' weekend, your family, friends. I know I enjoy my family, friends this Easter Sunday. Have a nice dinner, and also WrestleMania, the greatest stage of them all. Be sure to look out those predictions on the page of story and results on the playlist, as well as this Raw prediction I did this week, commentary reaction. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in, including the podcast. And this is my updation and SmackDown prediction. So be sure to watch, like, follow, Scott, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Add me on that Snapchat. And KZK is out. Peace. What up, you guys? It's Krazy here on this beautiful Easter weekend already. Getting it popping for WrestleMania weekend as well. Hope you guys are having fun and a good time with your family and your friends, enjoying this Easter weekend as I'm with my family and my friends and my cousins right now having this nice dinner for Easter weekend. If you already see it on my page and story, watch, like, follow, subscribe on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, social media platinum updates, forums you saw on my page and story, my SmackDown predictions for tonight. Then you will see this for Saturday and Sunday WrestleMania predictions is what this video will be added on that page and story. And you can also check on my before and after thought podcast. You can also check on the playlist to see my podcast from this week and many more before and after that podcast with Krazy. You can also check out over the last week, including updates to the page story, SmackDown prediction, WrestleMania for Saturday and Sunday, this prediction. And you can also check the updates with watching, liking, following, subscribing to Instagram, YouTube, and adding on the Snapchat. Plus, there's also going to be some WrestleMania with tonight gameplay. So check out my other gameplay with Krazy playlist. Check out my freestyle videos. I got my Krazy album playlist, including the reactions of my other interviewers, including some snippets, just some updates, and including my SmackDown prediction. I even added some Snapchat updates with photos and stuff. Those of you who add, and also those of you who have been watching, liking, and subscribing, things like that. Checking on the page store, my SmackDown prediction. I also done some freestyle on the podcast with me, plus commentary / reaction from this last Monday. That's on the commentary / reaction with Krazy for Monday Night Raw this week. This is my WrestleMania last predictions. Now that we know the matches are set officially, which we'll find out, will the Viper, Randy Orton, get an official singles action match at WrestleMania? Or maybe Randy Orton will be involved with the Cody Rhodes and John Cena match. Maybe Randy Orton will play a big part, even up the odds with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania if the final boss gets involved with a good old-fashioned RKO and a punt kick for Randy Orton on the final boss, The Rock, if he gets involved. Plus, going for Cody Rhodes to remain champion against John Cena. And I think the Bloodline might get involved in Jacob Fontu's match, but LA Knight will remain United States champion as far as that goes. So I think the Bloodline's going to get involved, but LA Knight will remain as the megastar United States champion against Jacob Fontu, and Jacob Fontu is going to get mad and make sure that the Bloodline understands he wants to be a singles competitor. Whether it's SmackDown, whether it's WrestleMania, just particular in his matches. And I think Randy Orton could be a big part, as he's already real close friends and really close to Cody Rhodes, even up the odds that the final boss gets involved. We'll see that RKO at WrestleMania, along with Cody Rhodes remaining champion for our SmackDown brand as the new Superman over John Cena. Including, I think, Seth freaking Rollins, the man that's been holding it down as an active competitor, superstar. And I think that he'll win that main event triple threat against CM Punk. He'll be happy, move on. CM Punk will be happy he got to go to WrestleMania. Seth Rollins would be happy because he won the match against CM Punk and move on. And Roman Reigns would be happy because he'll stay untouchable as the OTC of WWE plus 2K25 front cover. So they all play a big major part in this match. Along with our women match, Genius of the Sky, Io Sky is our women's champion walking in. I think that Rhea Ripley will finally beat Io Sky and be our new women's world champion, because Mommy is always on top. Finally get that off her chest against Io Sky, including Bianca Belair, who is happy just to have her moment, her opportunity after everything she's been through. The EST of WWE showing up and showing out, and why she still belongs as the EST and respected as such in the WWE. So with that being said, I think that Liv and Raquel remain tag team women's champions against Bayley and Lara Bakira. Maybe that Bayley will switch on Lara and kind of heel turn, because that worked in her favor the last time that she did that. And it's not so much anymore. This baby face ain't working out for her, so maybe she'll turn. If that doesn't happen, and cooperate for her as Liv and Raquel remain tag team champions. And I think that the War Raiders, who remain our world Raw tag team champions against the New Day, as the new champions, remaining as such in the tag team division on Monday Night Raw. But the New Day will show why they've been one of the most dominant tag teams over the last 10 years in the WWE. But the War Raiders remaining as tag team champion. I think that main event, Jey Uso can walk out as our world champion against Gunther, shock the world once again. Well, he crashes out in that ring as our world champion, main event, Jey Uso as such against Gunther, to finally get that off of his chest and maybe even get some respect, or at least noticed or acknowledged by Gunther for once in his career. I think that also with Tiffany and Charlotte's match, Tiffany actually hit Charlotte below the belt, the first woman to actually get in Charlotte's head under her skin. So I think that Tiffany Stratton, usually Charlotte is confident, you know, she's more calmed down, where she just shows up and happy to, and like, hey, you're just in luck to see me here. You're just happy the queen showed up in time to show you there's still dominant women in the locker room. And she's always confident that she'll walk out as champion, because it happens, pay-per-view queen and all. And one of the dominant horsewomen hold the women's revolution, the women's company down. So I think that with that happening, that going on, Charlotte Flair walking in this match, but the woman walking out as our SmackDown Women's Champion will be Tiffany Stratton. And Charlotte Flair knows that. Charlotte Flair knows that and is very aware that Tiffany Stratton is here to remain as our Women's Champion. And I think that with the phenomenal AJ Styles, he'll win this competition, this match, but it will not shut up our primetime player who showed up and showed out and showed why he deserves to be the WWE, Logan Paul, in the WWE on the Raw roster. And I think that with the Lucha World, King of Lucha Underground, truly as such, will remain, with Rey Mysterio finally putting this fake Lucha to sleep. For him and his family and the Lucha culture in general. And I think that with this fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental Championship belt, gonna let that dog out. Ho, ho! For our Intercontinental Champion to remain as such, Braun Baker. Over Finn Balor, once again, who might break, not friends when the championship belt's on the line, and you're both going for the same thing as Dominic. Where would that put the Judgment Day? Plus, Braun Baker remaining as Intercontinental Champion once again over Finn Balor, and including him and Dominic just at each other's throat in the Judgment Day, possibly losing a member, then adding a member. Penta, one of the most phenomenal ones, newcomer to Raw roster, dominant Lucha Underground, gonna show up and show out. I can see him, if not Braun Baker, Penta walking out as Intercontinental Champion as well. Iron Man, the Royal Rumble, second King of Lucha Underground, already beating Dominic and Finn Balor in singles actions and brawl fight competition. He already showed he belongs here on Monday Night Raw. Only you can watch Penta do things that he does with the high fly class athleticism that he has. So, with that being said, Penta can walk out as Intercontinental Champion too. Or Braun Baker remaining as such. He's already been in a triple threat, remaining Intercontinental Champion. He's already beaten Finn Balor and Dominic on multiple occasions. He's already laid out everybody, including Penta. So, definitely, Intercontinental Champion can remain as such, Braun Baker. And that is my WrestleMania Part 1 for Saturday. On Saturday, predictions, and my WrestleMania Part 2 for Sunday predictions. Be sure to watch, like, follow, subscribe. Check out on my page and store my SmackDown predictions for tonight. Check out the Instagram for my SmackDown. Shout out to y'all who got involved, whether you liked the photo, video, or comment yourself, who engaged in the conversation somehow, some way. Shout out to y'all. Check out the page and story for WrestleMania 1 and 2 this week in predictions, plus updates and commentary through my social media accounts. Check out the rest. Queen Krazy K commentary / reaction for Monday Night Raw. Commentary / reaction video this week. Raw comment video this week. Plus shout outs to SmackDown and WrestleMania as I did the predictions this week. And I'll be doing my SmackDown video tonight that I'll be added to the page and story. Plus WrestleMania kickoff for the thumbnail titles. And I got WrestleMania World on there. After WrestleMania went off there, including the videos and including the WrestleMania kickoff. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. If you're here where I'm at, 7 p.m. I believe if you're national-wise, 6 p.m. like if you're over in New York, everyone will see the greatest stages in all, WrestleMania, and the predictions and more. So with that being said, be sure to watch, like, follow, subscribe on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, add me on Snapchat, subscribe on YouTube, check out the page and story with my SmackDown predictions for today, WrestleMania 1 and 2, because the predictions is right here in this video for both days, including the shoutouts to SmackDown and WrestleMania, and check out the WWE and the rest Queen Krazy K gameplay, because WrestleMania 1 and 2 gameplay matches will be added on that playlist tonight. Check out my Queen Krazy K album playlist because I got the reaction to my interviews and including the freestyle videos. Podcast this week, before and after thought, including more like it, commentary / reaction, getting all the information you need and more of a Raw. I even did some Elimination Chamber results on there and talked a little bit more why my predictions are solid. And you can go back and watch and check that out. You can update the videos, you can update the account, you can subscribe, support the channel. So maybe eventually we can get some merchandise going. I already got some creative ideas and designing ideas, so that way I can give some merchandise and start either selling them to y'all, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and things like that I want to do. I got the designing ideas, just need to find someone that can actually design it for me, that have my name on it, so you can support me. I have to do my podcast for you guys as your host, and it'll have different colors to support the podcast we do, including the page and stories and things like this. We'll be this year WrestleMania, and hopefully they get more things like challenges and stuff in the background, like collections, more of it as I show you guys before in the past for the podcast. So with that being said, this week you can watch in general. Check out the page story, Raw and SmackDown prediction, Raw and SmackDown commentary shoutouts, WrestleMania predictions. My result of WrestleMania and SmackDown will be added to the page and story, along with the recap of WrestleMania for my podcast. Recap and commentary / reaction is coming by Raw, including the predictions after everything happened, including the shout out because I got WrestleMania World on there. Got some updates and freestyles on there, plus everything you need to know, want to know, and more. And freestyle and snippets. It's all out there and all on the playlists, and then it'll have WrestleMania gameplay on there along with the Hall of Fame photos and thumbnails on the video as well. So be sure to watch, like, follow, subscribe on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and more. Add me on Snapchat and Queen Krazy KL. Peace.